Hello there, children. So, this is our video about freezing the Patreon for one whole month. It's frigid.
So cold in here.
So there's been a lot of train of thought behind this month off, if you will. It's kind of a readjustment or reacclimation period, I think, speaking for both of us. There's a lot of projects going on the Patreon. I mean, just one in general that we've kind of started but like not really fully set ourselves into is Jacob, or Brandon and Jacob and the Great Beyond. I always get them flipped.
Yeah.
I could blame it on my dyslexia, but it doesn't work like that.
You just want to put me first. That's fine. When we started the idea for Brandon and Jacob and the Great Beyond, we weren't in quarantine, and the goal was that we were going to start going out and learning things from people, and that it would be an opportunity to learn from people, learn about people's trades.
Yeah.
Show off their spaces, things like that. Mm-hmm. We obviously can't do that right now.
Yeah.
So we've been thinking up ways to accommodate that, and we're getting there. But in the meantime, we want to make sure that we're not giving you something that is a holdover or fluff, and rather make sure that the things that are coming at you are going to be worthwhile, are going to feel like we're all learning together, like we're all feeling good about what we're making.
And I think remain true to our original vision.
Right.
Most importantly.
And maybe just as important, I think that with some time off, we can keep talking to you, and you can help us, since you're the ones intaking all this material, you can help us figure out what this should look like.
Yeah.
I would like to be able to get to a place where we have planned, a couple months ahead of time, but we're also touching base with you and saying, we're thinking that in the month of November we want to do A, B, or C. Which one do you guys like the most?
We really haven't taken a break on Patreon since we started almost a year ago. Like, this is our almost year anniversary. And, time off allows you to reflect and be stronger coming back into things. And I think it'll allow us to have quite a bit of perspective that we haven't really had the ability to have.
Yeah. This is a little bit foreshadowing for what you'll see at the beginning of September. We're freezing Patreon and all the benefits. We're also reviewing what those benefits should be as exclusive benefits, and trying to review that in a moment of quarantine when people don't have the money or funds to patronize but still want to be part of a community, to consistently be able to offer more to the public that we hadn't before. So that's something we did at the beginning of quarantine. It's something we'd like to continue doing. And so the foreshadowing that I'm talking about is, we have a lot going on, and a lot of you have told us personally that there are moments that you just miss stuff. Mm-hmm. You miss what we're doing because you don't know where it is. We recently introduced a news tab in the Discord as a place where only Brandon and I can post, just to keep you updated. I hope that that's useful. We'll find out whether that's helpful to get everybody knowing where things are. Like, letting you know where we're going to be exactly and when. So when we have, an artist talk, which we do once a month, and some of you may be hearing about that for the first time right now.
Yep.
We do this artist talk where we curate a conversation with artists and creators and people that we really respect, to have on Patreon with our office hours members. And they're beautiful, and they're wonderful, and they're really in-depth, and we take a lot of time to prepare them, a lot of conversations with those artists behind closed doors to prepare the space. And some of you don't know that it's there, and you might want it or be able to access it, but you don't, because we haven't done a good job of making that clear for you. So that's another reason that we want to make sure that everything is really consolidated. So the other thing that we offer that's exclusive to the Office Hours patrons is the Let's Fix It live streams, which we usually hold directly after the Let's Talk live streams on the first and third Saturday of every month. To give a little bit of a history lesson, those are one of the first perks offered in the first iteration of the Patreon, when it was just Brandon's Patreon. That was a space for editing photos and just chatting with with you through the text.
And I think like an important thing on that level too is like it changed, it migrated in a lot of ways to what it is now because of you guys,
Right.
and because of the feedback that you
Exactly.
had and what would be more helpful.
Yeah.
And I think like, you know, that has been a thing that we've really held close to heart in the past few months in terms of like exactly what we're talking about with the iterations of the channel is like, you know, we want to listen as much as possible to the things that you have to say because
Right.
that is truly important to us, and that's what keeps all of this going. And I think specifically like with Let's Talk, the ability to talk to you guys and see your work has been a great experience.
Yeah.
Probably speaking for both of us,
Yeah.
but it's been really educational.
Yeah.
On every front.
Well, and there's the thing, right? So the Let's Talks started as an offshoot of Fix It and Post, where it was usually when Brandon was busy, I would come in and do a live stream and invite somebody to send something in for an art critique. And because it was behind a paywall, it was like, we might get like 1 to 3 to 5 people viewing, participating, and that was still beautiful and genuine, and I really appreciated those moments together. But having that public, there's nothing better than that. Like,
Yep.
sharing space with so many of you at one time, that's what that's about. I like to say a lot in the Discord and all that, like, tell everybody you know about this, because even if that just brings one person who's interested, that's it. Like, that's great. That extra person is gonna change the environment. So tell your grandma is usually what I say, because I think grandmas would really like this space.
We love grandmas in the chat.
Yeah. But so the Let's Fix It's started out as an edit space, directly an edit space, and then we had the idea to just do a Discord live like video chat.
Yeah.
And getting to see those patrons' faces and just have a candid conversation with everybody has been so beautiful.
It's like a 7-way FaceTime. It's awesome.
It's awesome. And just having a chat with other creators who are in that space, just a conversation between equals, you know. There's nothing better than that. So that's kind of migrated as well, and in this time, you know, in August, in this month of a freeze, we're not going to be doing those because we want a moment to be able to be like, what is the best of that?
Yeah.
How do we make sure that every time that we're getting together, we are giving you what's best for you? We're making time that's best to share with you, and we're using our time well.
I think specifically too, adding to that, like we are still professionals in our field, so time is precious, and I think, you know, we very much want to continue this conversation, moving it forward, but you know, we also still have to be who we are. So, you know, figuring out what you guys like the most and what is the most effective in terms of helping you guys, helping us, like that's what we want to capitalize on. That's what we want to really improve and hone our crafts.
I've been really adamant about making sure that the literature that we create for what we do is super clear, and just totally full transparency. Like sometimes that's probably a bit much, because I really want to lay everything out for everybody. This is this, that's that, this is this, that's that, right? And that's true. I think what we're discovering is some of these spaces and these things that we offer, what people like the most, what we like the most, is just candid, genuine conversations. So being able to reassess what the Let's Fix It looks like, so that we know that we're giving people what they want and what we want, and what that is can be flexible. So that if somebody new comes into that space, they don't think, I expected this and you're giving me that. You know, it's just a fluid conversation, you know. So one thing we've talked about is having basically baseline conversation on the video chat, and then if somebody in that chat says, hey, I really want you to take an extra look at this, or to help me edit audio. We did that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Help me edit audio. We did an entire hour plus just talking about Audio 101. Yeah. Or if we wanted to do like a, you know, lighting setup, or portrait lighting setup, or talk about how reds work, like, you know, if that's what's suggested, it's like, it's a really democratic space. And I hope that everything we offer is a really democratic space, and that's the goal, you know.
So another thing that we do want to make clear is that we are not freezing the Let's Talks.
Right.
Those will continue as scheduled because, you know, that's what it is. It's fun.
And because we're suckers for pain, normally those are half an hour.
Yeah.
It's usually a half an hour. We take a quick break.
So now they're going to be like 2 days straight. It's
Yeah,
gonna be
yeah,
great.
yeah. No, normally it's a half hour. We take a quick break. We do our Let's Fix It. We're not doing Let's Fix It's, but we so desperately want to see you all that they're going to be probably at least an hour.
Yeah.
I say this because the submissions are open to the public. You can go see that on the Discord in the news channel. Please do that. Go look at our Discord.
We have more time, so why not?
We have more time. We have time to chat with you. Chatting with you during this month is really going to help us figure this all out.
Also, feel free to be specific with what you are submitting to, like in terms of specific things that you want to be talked about.
Yeah.
Specific things that like you have ideas about that
Right.
you're not quite sure about yet.
Being specific, you can apply that to everything we're talking about.
Oh,
Come
sure.
in, feel free to come into the channel and say, "Hey guys, I really like this one thing that you do, but I would really like it if you did this other thing more."
I feel like we also like have been pretty clear about this, but like we do have the official Aftershow YouTube channel, which is what you're watching this on right now. And you know, on
Congratulations.
here, congratulations.
See?
The big freeze,
Mhm.
but this is the Aftershow. I was
Right.
pointing at something that
Yes.
isn't there.
Yep.
It's from a previous video.
We
It
just-
said nice job.
Join the Patreon and you'll see what we're talking about.
But that said, there's so much content on this channel right now. Stuff from before that was previously, you know, on my channel that existed through old Patreon, but also just current stuff. Like, this is the home
Yeah.
for all of that wonderful goodness that is, like, incredibly long form.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, the original Fix It and Posts, there's upwards of 15 hours of
Exactly.
Brandon editing footage. So if
So,
you're,
like,
if
get
you've ever
coffee.
wondered, like, how's Brandon do that?
that's all there.
It's right there. You can see
Yeah.
it for free.
There it is.
If you like the Great Beyonds, I know there are a lot right now. We're actually working, one of the things is we want to work on making them a little shorter because they're a lot. We recognize that.
Yeah, yeah.
And
it's like when it's an hour plus, it's like,
yeah.
it's a lot of time out of your day
Yeah.
to spend watching our faces.
So and we love doing it, and we know that you love seeing it.
I
But
don't think I want to spend an hour looking at my face.
right. So the biggest reminder again, join the Discord.
Please.
That's the home of the community. You know what you're watching on the YouTube channel. That's us.
Yep.
And our live streams and all that. But in real time, that space is where each other are critiquing their works. It's where we're just showing art just to show art. It's where we're showing us like just what music we like to listen to. We're having conversations about anything from
Wonderfully
running,
high quality selfies.
yeah,
You know.
to food, to recipes, like anything. Just everything and anything is there, and that's being part of the community. So if you consider yourself somebody who wants to be part of an artistic community more than just taking in what we make, we would really love to have you there. And I want you to know, and I'm not pulling your leg, that your addition in that space has an important ripple effect on everything, including the content you see here.
Yeah.
So,
I think another thing too is like the Discord is not us. It's
Right.
not just us.
yeah.
It's about the bigger picture. And I think that's the most fun part.
Yeah,
Is the fact that like
exactly.
we can step back and just be people in a conversation instead of just like the two people you join the Discord for.
Right.
But it allows us to really give it our everything, and talk to people in a space that like I haven't personally been able to ever have been part of, artistically or creatively or whatever. Like, you know, one of the things that we had said in the Patreon video a while ago is like Jake and I would meet up at Starbucks and like just chat about art and complain about art and complain about how, you know, there's shitty people in the world that like, you know, take advantage of artists, and like, you know, younger people specifically, it's a struggle to be an artist when you're younger and you don't know enough. And that's kind of what we went into this project thinking about. Like, how do we build that?
Yeah.
But for everyone.
And build a space that we can all be in each other's corner.
Yeah.
Right. So that's a big thing that I'm so endlessly proud of with that space, which is not only is it not just a space about us, it's a space truly about the community, but it's also, I don't think I'm being hyperbolic to say it's definitely the most wholesome space on the internet I've experienced. And I am very proud of that.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that on the way to the office today. That's something I take great pride in having been part of creating. So come join us and share in some good wholesome fun. And then we'll see you in our live streams. We'll probably throw up a couple dumb videos for the month of August here.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise, and then we'll resume on Patreon September 1st, just like we never left. Yep.
Cool. See you guys online,
Right.
and we'll see you guys fully on Patreon in September.
Yep.